Now, as much as you might like your rush B or just rushing A ramp with a couple of flashes, there are some more superior alternatives, and the great thing about pistol rounds is obviously not everyone can buy utility, so they're not overly complicated. You can just tell your team to run in a certain direction, such as this B split here. This is going to be a smoke for window room. I'll show you that in a second. That's actually quite a difficult nade that Flusher threw out initially, but basically the smoke off window so that Guardian can't peek it in this scenario. And there's going to be another smoke coming up, basically to cover off anyone trying to peek from connector, and allowing a walkway all the way up short. One thing you notice is Exist is also blind, so Flusher threw a flash over from B apartments, while 4 players pushed up here. Now the last obstacle for the T side is obviously crossing to sight past these market windows. You see Golden uses 2 flashes to allow himself to cross, and he plants the bomb. This is a very simple overview. I'll break down each of the individual parts. There's only 2 players with utility. Golden does just kill everyone on Faze, showing that IGLs can frag. But we're going to break this down individually, break down each of the different roles, and honestly only 2 players need utility. You can just tell the rest of your teammates, let's just rush short. So obviously the initial part of this take is just getting those 4 players up middle successfully, that only shot at long range with the USPs. As we've already seen, this is done very simply by a smoke into window to block off the long range position. Obviously a lot of players love to play widow, or you could also peek in from A site looking through connector, and again, that's getting taken care of by that second smoke on the catwalk area. Now to throw these smokes aren't too difficult. The first one I could actually replicate how Flusher does it. I prefer this method where you find the bottom of this window and this hole here. Just going to aim in the middle of that square, run straight to the left till you hit this point here, and you're going to do a jump through, obviously tucking yourself into this trash can. So it's going to look a little something like this. Should hopefully kill through the air. Might require a little bit of practice just to get the timing of it. So it's going to just miss this window and perfectly smoke off the window area. And then Golden, again, his smoke needs to be relatively precise. He finds himself in the middle of this. He does jump out. He basically just aims where these 2 shadows meet. So around here, he's just going to run forward a little bit and throw. So it's going to look a little bit like so. And that's just going to wobble itself along. You can see covered from connector all the way up to the brick wall, so you can safely approach the B site. So while this is going on, obviously Flusher, the one player who runs into apartment, basically just to complete this pincer onto the B side itself. He just comes up here, has a little bit of time to spare, checks unders, and then flashes over the top. Notice the timing of this flash is perfect for when Exist would be rotating onto the site. So think about how the CT defense thinks. The call comes out, hey guys, we have no vision from window. Connector's possibly a little bit pushed off. Faze don't actually know that in this scenario, but Exist has got to come active towards middle, try and find out what's going on, because they need some information from the CT side so they can rotate accordingly. So he's basically, the timing of this is perfect for Exist possibly to be running up here to B to try and catch anyone in middle, to try and get this information. The flash comes over for Flusher. Notice none of the players are really looking this direction. This player's looking into window. They know this flash is coming. Obviously, you got to tell your teammates you're flashing over for them. But just as simple as that, you see the take comes in, flash comes over, Exist is a little bit caught out of position, tries to nade, and they come back onto the site. Flusher, again, that's an important fight to win, otherwise Carrigan can make this a little bit more difficult for them. But besides that, Flusher's role, again, relatively simple, just flashing for the players coming up short. Then lastly, it's obviously just a case of these 4 players coming up into the B site and pincering onto it. Notice the timing right now, obviously Flusher's peaking basically in line with them. They're all coming into the site at the same time. But one small discipline that Fnatic actually failed to do, JW and Flusher actually kind of screwed this up for Fnatic. You can see both players' face right now before the flash comes in. So you can see the flash has just popped in here. You can see all 3 players are blind, and Lekka and Golden are very disciplined, ready to cross. JW wasn't disciplined. He tried to cross way too early. And you can see the whole strat is designed for these flashes to come in, so you can safely cross this window, and again, not have to fight these USPs at long range. Crims wants to stay back here because for the after plant, he wants to prepare himself just to lock down this short area so the rest of his teammates can concentrate on this market. Flusher can turn back around. But because these 2 players face, Crims is drawn back here onto the site, so they can't set up perfectly for that after plant. But again, that's just a small mistake made here by Flusher and JW. So you can see Flusher also go down because he's facing a little bit too early. But then basically besides that, you see Crims still wants to kind of hang around short. Bomb plant goes down, but in this particular round, as we already saw, 3 nice headshots from Golden, and I'm just going to watch them again because I like them that much. That's it, guys. Really simple. You can just tell 3 of your teammates they can be as brain dead as they want. Just rush B short. I mean, you just need 2 players on the same page, and you can basically get this whole strat done. Basically at any level. It works at full level team players you've seen right now, or it can work in your MM games. If you need to say you and your mate, you know what you're doing, set it up nice and easy. Now the second pistol round I had from you actually involves some mid control again. Very important on this map to get some control there, either for the B pincer as I already saw, or it's very useful for after plant on the A site. So Carrigan's just going to be smoking off top middle now, and then Molotoving off window for players to come up short. Again, they're going to jump into window room this time, while 2 players go up connecting. You see the 2 players going connector have run through underground right now. So Carrigan waits for his smoke to pop, so Skadoodle can't see anything. Molotov's off the window, and they're just going to run up right now. You notice, run at the same time as the players come out underpass. Carrigan jumps across here, as Exist peeks. Very simple stuff. Rain and Guardian peek into jungle. You can see Carrigan also jumps in the window at the same time, just to just to secure that position 100% and making the afterplan a lot easier. Guardian comes back and clears out A main where no one came from. Nico did come out Palace. There's a small chance someone flanked right now. Rain plants the bomb front triple. And then this is where things start to go pear-shaped for Faze. You can see the pistol round itself work beautifully. They have a whole pile of map control. Basically, none of the CTs can rotate in from anywhere. Karrigan's got this murder hole. Existor's got short and connected. They have to all come through CT as they did. Rain peeks one at a time. Guardian peeks one at a time. Nico's not there to trade with him. Neither Karrigan or Existor are in a position to trade either. So they make a bit of a mistake here, particularly Rain and Guardian, and they end up losing all these fights. But you can see how the pistol round works. 5v4 with the jungle control, all the CTs are forced to come through CT spawn. It's a very strong pistol round. Nico just loses that fight out, and they do lose the round, but doesn't change the fact it's a great pistol round, and one I definitely recommend if you can get the coordination down. So that round actually ran really poorly in game, just to demo how it works. So I'm actually going to use the rewind tool. I haven't been sponsored or anything. I've been given access to the closed beta. I'm not sure if it will be publicly available when this video goes live. I'm recording this on the 25th of May. Probably release this over a month after that, just because I'm going away on a little bit of a holiday. So stock up some videos, but if the rewind tool is publicly available, go get it because it makes your life a lot easier. I don't use the in-game demo tool except for recording because it just looks a little bit cleaner than this. But as I said, the demo ran so poorly, I just want to use this for this round. And I'll show you some of the features. You'll see them as I go through this demo. Like, make your life a lot easier if you're in a team or just want to watch your own demos. So as we already saw, Karrigan's going to smoke top middle. And basically the whole point of this is just to give him space to Molotov the window room, which is basically exactly the whole point, the only piece of utility that greatly matters as far as allowing players to push into their positions. Now, one thing I want you to notice is, as Karrigan's pushing through short right now, just the timing's perfect. The players coming through unders, they didn't stop at all. They just bolted the whole way through, just running, no care in the world if automatic heard them on short. Basically, the timing's perfect. They're coming up to peak connector, so that someone like Taric, he can't just peek out here cleanly onto the players short. We saw he just saw them, because if he tries to peek out and kill these players pushing short, these guys in connector are just going to take him out, and he's going to be in a world of hurt getting double peeked all at once. So just the timing is perfect. That's why I think the players go under. It just makes things a little bit easier. You could have the players run down middle. The timing probably wouldn't be good. You might have a little bit more risk involved, but that's still definitely an alternative if maybe you're in an MM game. It's a little bit hard to say two guys go unders. Like we all been in that situation. MM's very hard to direct people. But so first thing, as I already said, is because Karrigan jumps across, it makes Automatic's job very difficult. So he's trying to shoot connector again and again. They're covering each other very well of this very deadly crossfire that can come from the CTs, just from short and from that ticket booth area or triple box. So Karrigan jumps across and then Exist peeks after that, making it very difficult for Automatic to get anything done. Then Exist is covering short, and then notice at the exact same time the guys are pushing through window again. This is all very fast, very well paced around again. The Glocks moving fast is one of their main advantages. Karrigan's going to jump into window as these players come down unders or come up unders and into jungle. Let's just leave Karrigan here. So Karrigan, mate, you got this murder hole. It's a very tight choke point, very hard for the CTs to come through. And he's got it covered. Exist similarly, he has short covered. That's what it's called. I can't believe I forgot that. But he has short covered. Now, if we go back a little bit, you'll notice the whole way through the round, Nico's just lurking here in Palace. He just slow walks up here, makes sure no one's going to hear him at all. And then as these players peek connect, they get information that there was one player across to triple, as Taric did. Nico's able to just peek out. Again, he has full cover from jungle because they've all cleared that out. All he has to worry about is CT, and it's quite an easy kill for him onto Taric. And then notice right now, even the bomb went into jungle because the main concern of this is getting this after plant positioning. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Guardian as well, going back and checking A main, making sure no one maybe pushed it initially. And then we'll see as this bomb plant goes down, they try to double peek. Maybe I was a little bit harsh initially on Rain peeking. He probably thought, oh, me and Guardian can double peek this, potentially get a kill. Guardian stops peeking. So maybe a little bit of miscommunication, which does end up probably costing them the round. But these things happen. No one is perfect. Notice as well, again, Guardian peeking out by himself. Potentially he thinks a little bit of pressure's coming in, and he's going to peek again. Nico coming back, because as I said before, the way this after plant setup has worked is perfect. That's what the whole point of this pistol round works, is to get this control. No one can come up short right now, so there's no one retaking that way. Exist does turn around sometimes and check connector. Karrigan has window room locked down. So there's absolutely nowhere the CTs can come from except CT or a potential flank. We saw Guardian check early for maybe anyone who pushed A main. But Nico, again, that's the reason Nico comes and walks back around to A main. He probably hopes his teammates will delay a little bit better. It doesn't go the best for Faze, but he comes around, checks everything that no one's coming from here. And basically, this round worked perfectly for Faze up to the point, except for the 2 picks they lose, because they funneled the CTs all in the one direction. All of them are coming through CT. There's no doubt in anyone's mind where they have to come from. Karrigan can peek out. Again, cohesion's very good from Exist and Karrigan. Karrigan's peeking. Exact same time as Exist. They're trying to peek together right now. Doesn't work out again. They're losing a few of these kills, which a little bit rare for Faze, but these kills come in, and basically the bombs plant in front triple. Exist has all the time in the world, and the open plant makes it very easy to defend from all these jungle position, short position, and then Nico does lose the fight in the end. But that's honestly about it, guys. It's a very simple pistol round, and one that if you can get the timings right, if you're a very amateur team, you could definitely just practice this once or twice, get the timings down and get everything done. Again, in rewinding, you see automatic hits a nice shot onto Guardian. So things like this didn't go so well for them, but pistol round's still great and one I definitely recommend if you have a team, or try and call it MM, maybe a little bit more difficult than that first round I showed you. Just need 2 mates who know what they're doing. That's about it, guys. I'm away at the moment, so I'm not replying to comments or anything. It's because I probably don't have my phone on me, or don't have internet access at the time. But make sure to subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll catch you all in the next video.